Hello, fellow Rosarians. Thank you for joining me. This is my third video today. I got 3 bare root shipments in one day. I hope you saw the others that I did for Spring Hill Nurseries and Menagerie. Today we are going to unbox from Witherspoon Rose Culture. Witherspoon Rose Culture. It's a mouthful. So Witherspoon is located in Durham, North Carolina, and I have actually visited in person. It's a really nice rose nursery, and they do all of their roses on Dr. Huey rootstock. And if you are a part of the American Rose Society, you'll get a free coupon with your initial membership. And for that, I think it's $49 for a year, they will send you a coupon for a free rose from Witherspoon Rose Culture, and then you just have to pay the shipping. But if you buy 3 roses, shipping is free. So that's a nice incentive. And when you think about the cost of the annual membership being $49, and then you get all of those coupons, and then to get a free rose that's valued at, what, $27 or something, I'll find out in a second, it really makes sense to become an American Rose Society member. So let's see. Customer service is amazing. You call on the phone, you talk to the same. You will probably talk to the same people when you call. It's just a handful of people down there. I think they've got 2 different offices, so they're very responsive. That guarantee is going to be July 1st of the same year. So I get roughly 3 to 4 months right now to watch the rose to make sure that everything's okay. That ordering experience, it's very easy. I was even able to place an order and then call and change it. One of the roses that I had bought elsewhere, I actually think it was Queen of Elegance maybe that I had initially, and then when I got it from Menagerie, I called them and asked if I could change it out for something else, and they were very agreeable. So let's go ahead and get into this unboxing. What am I expecting in here? I am expecting 3 roses, bare root, grade 1, and if you're not familiar with what a grade 1 rose is, I've got a video. I'll pop up the link here for you. Basically, it's going to be 3 canes the size of a pencil. So we're expecting that the rose is going to be in its plastic bag. So sure enough, it is in its sealed plastic bag, so we know that that's giving the rose its best opportunity to get through shipment with moisture and not drying out, because if it dried out in shipment, that is often detrimental to a rose. Ooh, this has some nice weight to it. Gosh, if I didn't know better, I would say it had soil in here. So let's check it out. What do we look for? Bright green canes. They're probably not starting to flush out with leaves. They're supposed to be asleep, but sometimes in the humidity of a box, they will start to flush, and that's okay. We're expecting that there's no softness to the crown or the canes. They should be firm. If they were soft, it would indicate that there was some kind of a rot or a problem. We're also just looking for nice bright green canes. No nodules or growths on the roots, and that the roots are not knotting, which would indicate like nematodes or root knot. So they have also, not only do they have the bag, but they have the moss in here that has been wet to help them stay moist. So this rose is looking very nice. It's definitely a grade 1. I have just 3 canes, but that's not a problem because it's going to flush out all over the whole thing. I'm looking at the, this is where the graft was that they have cut off on this rose. Looking at the roots, and everything looks great with this rose. It's a very healthy rose. I'm feeling the crown, and the crown is going to be here in this middle section where it's kind of swelling and it's nice and firm, and I'm not going to squeeze the canes, but I can tell that everything here is nice and healthy. All right, so let's look at the next one. Okay. So more moss. Let me go ahead and shake that off here. The canes are looking really good. They're a nice size. They haven't been broken off. Do you see what I mean about how it still has its skin covering on the roots? They've just been gently handled, I can tell. Looking at the canes, I definitely have 3 canes that are larger than a pencil. In this case, I'm seeing that I have 5. Feeling this crown area, it's nice and firm. It is starting to flush out, which is fun. very happy. All right, let's look at the next one. They have really done a nice job. Look at all of this wet moss in here. I mean, that really cost them more on shipping. So I'm glad that they did that for the health of the rose. Okay. Okay, this rose was not cleaned as well, but oh my goodness. Do you guys see these roots? Can you see how crazy this rose is? Which rose is this? Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. It's Bliss. You guys, we're going to talk about Bliss in a second. My favorite rose. But wow, is she healthy. Look at these roots. I'm looking at my husband. Look how deep you're going to have to dig this.
Can we cook them?
In some cases, when they are crazy like this, some people are going to squirm, but you could probably at least even them up. I mean, you've got some really crazy long ones here. I mean, I would say that we're going to be digging. This is 30 inches long. Who knows? But anyways, this rose looks great. I'm feeling the crown. It's not soft. There's nothing growing on the roots. This is a great rose. So my husband just got an auger, and we're going to go ahead and use that, and I'll show you as he's using. He wants you to know that it's a 6-inch power auger. So I'll show you how to use that. We're planning on using the auger for a lot of different projects around the yard. So hopefully it works as well as we're hoping. Nonetheless, Bliss Parfuma is amazing. I showed you guys pictures of her last year. She is one of my favorites. I have a lot of favorites. Who am I kidding? But Cortez roses are amazing, and she really, stood up to black spot. There was no issue. She bloomed profusely. She grew super quick. So I have a couple of these coming this year for a project that I want to show you. So anyways, that one is on Dr. Huey. Let's go ahead and get into the rest of this real quick because it looks like I'm losing my light outside. So what did I buy? I bought Heirloom. Heirloom is a Warner rose. It's a lilac to a lavender color, strong rose, sweet fragrance. The average diameter is 4 inches, and the height is going to be 4 foot by 4 foot. Bliss is going to be about 3 to 4 feet. It's almost 4 feet for me. It's a great height. It's creamy pink, apricot center, moderate fragrance, 120 petals, 3.5-inch blooms, and amazing. Love it, love it, love it. Can't say enough about her. Moonstone. Moonstone is white or a white blend with pink edges. The average diameter is 4.75, so it's a large bloom. It blooms and flushes throughout the season, and now the height on this is going to be a back of the border because it's going to be 4 to 6 foot in height, with the width being about 3.5 feet. So let's look at the pricing really quick. From the Witherspoon website, if it's not a David Austin, because they do have David Austins, the David Austins are $35. If it's not a David Austin, they are $27. So if we look at 5 roses, and we say 5 roses because I wanted to take into account all of the discounts that are available from all the vendors so that we can make an educated decision who we buy from. 5 roses are going to be $135. Shipping is free, so the total is $135. There's 10% off from Witherspoon if you are an American Rose Society member. So each rose at 10% off will be $24.30, but let's just go ahead and give them 24 times 5, $120 for 5 roses, and shipping is going to be free. So let's look at that rack and stack. Right now, Witherspoon is off to a great start for our rack and stack as one of the most reasonably cost vendors, but let's make sure that we're also checking in 3 months and then again in 6 months to see how they're doing and how they're growing. So I'm going to go ahead and get these babies soaking for 24 hours, and then I will put them in the ground. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.